Well, just when you thought the Tea Party had gone too far, they're going to take it even further. Now, founder and chairman of the original North Phoenix Tea Party, Wes Harris, had some outrageous comments to make about Jews in America. He said, "Have you ever read the Torah? I suggest you do so, because anyone that's a Jew is a threat to this country, and that's a fact. There is no such thing as a moderate Jew. If they're Jewish, they have to follow the Torah. That's their religion, and that's their doctrine." Wow, that seems harsh. But when asked about a specific representative inside the government that's Jewish, he went even further. He said, quote, "Is she Jewish? Is she an active Jew? Well, I rest my case. That's all she needs to be." Saying that's why she shouldn't be in the government. Isn't that unbelievable? Can you believe that the right wing is associated with this guy? Oh, I'm sorry, I misread it. It turns out he didn't say it about Jews, he said it about Muslims. Here's the same exact quote, but what he actually said. "Have you ever read the Quran? I suggest you do so, because anyone that is a Muslim is a threat to this country, and that's a fact. There is no such thing as a moderate Muslim. If they're a Muslim, they have to follow the Quran. That's their religion, and that's their doctrine." And then he was referring to Huma Abedin, senior aide to Hillary Clinton, our Secretary of State. Quote, "Is she a Muslim? Is she an active Muslim? I rest my case. That's all she needs to be," as to why she should be removed from the government. Oh, so I guess that makes it better. Because if you take out Jewish and you put in Muslim, well, then you don't have a problem, right? Is anybody calling for this guy to, be thrown out of the Tea Party, or the Republican Party, or the right-wing organizations? No. Now, if he had said it about Jews, would anyone be associated with him in this country? Anyone in their right mind? Of course not, right? But he says it about Muslims, and people go, "Ho hum, that's fine, no problem at all." This guy is leading an impeachment movement against John McCain, because John McCain actually gave a speech defending Huma Abedin, saying, "I've worked with her, and there's nothing wrong with her. She's not part of the Muslim Brotherhood. That's a fantasy, okay? She's Muslim, but doesn't mean you can't be a Muslim American. In fact, there's millions of Muslim Americans." For giving that reasonable speech, this guy wants him impeached, and people are taking him seriously. He's part of this movement. In fact, of course, there's all these blogs like Bare Naked Islam says that Huma Abedin is part of the Islamic enemies of America. How is she an enemy of America? As the guy said, she's Muslim. Do I need to say any more? I rest my case. So this kind of bigotry against Muslims in America is tolerated as if it's part of the normal, discourse. Well, I guess some people think Muslims are all the enemies of the U.S. and others think that they're not. Like that's a legitimate discussion to have. If it was about almost any other religion or race or ethnicity, it would be totally unacceptable. I mean, what if a Democrat, a progressive leader, came out and said on the fact that Mitt Romney is Mormon, he should be eliminated. Anybody who's a Mormon shouldn't be allowed into the government. Are you kidding me? They'd have to apologize all day long. Every Democrat in the country would have to apologize on their behalf, et cetera, et cetera. Look at what happened to Hillary Rosen for saying something that wasn't even close to as explosive as that. All she said was that Ann Romney was a stay-at-home mom. Wow, that's actually true, okay? So, but when Tea Party people say outrageous things like this all the time, it just goes unanswered. And on the issue of the Muslim Brotherhood infiltrating the U.S. government, as Michelle Bachmann and Louis Gohmert and Trent Franks, those idiots, claimed, Muslim Brotherhood also had a reaction to that. They said the Muslim Brotherhood can't even penetrate the Egyptian government, let alone the U.S. one. What the hell is she talking about? They're like, there is no such thing, obviously. So who came to Michelle Bachmann's defense? Well, when you get to the bottom of the barrel, and by the way, you're at the bottom of the barrel because Jim Sensenbrenner, a die-hard conservative from Wisconsin, massive right-winger, came out and said, no, Bachmann has gone too far. Okay, wow. She lost not only McCain, but Boehner and Sensenbrenner, and even the head of her committee, Mike Rogers. Okay, she's lost almost everybody. So who's left on her side? Well, when you get to the bottom of the barrel, you find Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck, and Newt Gingrich right there. All three of them have come out in support of her. And who's the only guy on her side again? Well, one of the guys who wrote the letter with her demanding this investigation, Louis Dumbass Gohmert. And here's what he had to say about John McCain.
You get Senator John McCain. Normally, you don't go blast somebody on the floor that's a colleague on the same side of the aisle unless you touch base with them. There were 5 letters, and there were many things that are stated that are facts in each letter. And I wish that some of these numbnuts would go out there and read the letter before they make these horrible allegations about the horrible accusations we're making.
I love that because he admitted that he's making horrible accusations. God, this man is monumentally stupid. Later in the interview, he suggested that John McCain was altered. And remember those terrible conspiracy theories about John McCain, that when the North Vietnamese tortured him, that he had become a Manchurian candidate for the Soviets. But little did they know that in fact he was being tortured by the North Vietnamese to turn him into a Muslim. Well, I suppose when you're this stupid, there are no limits.